Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you about the palettes that you need to put in your kit if you are a freelance makeup artist. If you're just starting out, these palettes can get you through, sis. Okay? And I'm going to help you with some information that'll help you save your coins, because that's very important when you are starting out as a freelance makeup artist, right? So if you're interested, keep watching. So, first of all, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. You don't have to be here, but you choose to. And it makes me so happy. This is going to be part one. I decided to break this up into a series because I feel like that would work best. Okay. I'm sorry if the glare from my glasses is picking up from the camera. But if I don't wear these glasses, I can't see. Period. I'm gonna break it up into categories, what we're doing today. I'm gonna give you some eye palettes, I'm gonna give you some lip palettes, and I'm gonna give you some complexion palettes. If you're just starting out as a makeup artist and you are freelancing, congratulations, you did it. When you first get started, you're gonna be tempted to go out and buy all of these high-end products. So today we're gonna be talking about some products that are quality products, that are good, that service a variety of skin tones and types, and that are affordable. Did I lead with that? Because I should have. Now, there's a difference between affordable and cheap. We ain't cheap around here. Let's get started. I'm very much an advocate for higher end brands. I definitely use them on my skin and on my clients. But when I started out, I could not afford to do that. I had to ask people to bring their own foundation. And sis, that's unprofessional. If you're going to do somebody's makeup, you should have the products. They shouldn't have to bring it. Unless the client specifies that that's what they want, then you should be prepared to service whomever it is that sits in your chair. So we're going to start with foundation palettes, since I started talking about complexions. If you're like, have a similar experience to me, you'll start off doing family and friends. So you'll likely be doing skin tones that are close to your complexion. I started to do my cousins. I started to do my sister. Me and my sister are like almost the same exact foundation shade. So I didn't have any issues with matching up shades or anything like that when it came to my sister. So I practiced on her a lot, because obviously you can practice on your face all the time, and that does make you a better artist. But if you have the opportunity to practice on somebody other than yourself, please take that opportunity and practice, practice, practice. It's gonna make you a better artist. I have a background in customer service, so a big part of me carried that over into my business. And I wanted to make sure that I was providing excellent customer service and a positive client experience. Okay. So I wanted to have all of the products that I needed to have in order to service my clients. I started out by using MAC foundations because I use MAC foundation on myself. And so that is what I knew. I didn't really know about anything else. I did use a drugstore brand as well. I used Maybelline Fit Me when I first started, and I used it on myself. So obviously I used it on my clients as well. I don't try out new products on clients. I try them out on myself. There's so many things that is wrong with that. They can break out. Maybelline Fit Me is a good foundation to start with. I believe that they are about between $5 and $7, and that's at Walmart and Target. They have a variety of shades, and I've worked with fair-skinned clients all the way to very deep-skinned clients. There is like a certain demographic that tends to like makeup more or utilize makeup services more, and they are pretty much under 35. But I have had mature clients, and their skin is different. You wouldn't put the same products and use them the same way on a 17-year-old that you would on a 60-year-old. It just doesn't work like that. The skin tends to change over time, and these are all things that I've learned as I've gone. So if you are in school, or if you've just finished school, congratulations. I am a self-taught makeup artist, but Um, if I would have had the time and the money, let's talk about that, sis. If I would have had the money, honey, then I would have gone to school. So I'm rambling. I wish that y'all could talk back to me through this, so y'all could be like, Jay, focus, stay on task. We getting into foundation palettes, I promise. So this one is going to be the Pro Foundation Palette by MAC. This palette, I believe that it's not available anymore. So, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm talking to, because I know you're thinking like, okay, if it's out of stock, then why are you telling us about it? We can't go buy it. Okay, let me tell you though. This type of palette is what I wanted to bring up. The Pro Longwear line is suitable for oily skin types, okay? So this has like a more of a matte finish. It's a full coverage. It could be a medium coverage, but you can build on it to make it become a full coverage palette. I utilize this palette the most. I bought it right before I had to do a wedding, and I was not sure of the skin tones that I was gonna have to service. This palette retail here in the US for about 70 bucks. It has like a cool side and it has a warm side, okay? So I went ahead and put those foundation numbers on there so that I know which foundation shade I'm using, because sometimes you'll get a client that will ask you like, oh, what shade is this that you're putting on me? And then you can easily just be like, NW25, ma'am. Okay, so on the back here, it has all the information as far as the colors. So all I did was just copy this back here on here, and that let me know. Now my shade is NW40 in the summertime. In the winter, when I'm less tanned, then I use NW35. So I'm gonna be right in between. This one is my normal shade when I'm tanned. This one is a little bit cooler, it's an NW30. I'm right in between these two when I am less tanned. So right now it's summertime, so I'm gonna stick to NW40, okay? So I have it in a liquid foundation. It's a Studio Fix fluid. My concealer is a Pro Longwear concealer though. This can be used as a foundation and concealer palette. So I highlight, contour, all of that. I do that with this. I find myself always reaching for this palette. So I did try to go online a few days ago to try to see if they had any more so that I could replenish it just in case I need another one. I could not find it. So if you guys know some information about that, let me know. So these palettes that I'm about to talk about right now are my favorite. I started to use these kind of on a whim, and it just so happened that it worked out perfectly. And I was able to service a variety of skin tones with one palette. So it's going to be the Graftobian palettes, okay? So these are going to be, I have two of them. They are going to be the Graftobian HD Glamour Cream Super Palettes, okay? It's a mouthful. Then I do tend to utilize CameraReadyCosmetics.com. It's a perfect website for makeup artists, especially, and the upside is if you live in the DFW area, they do have a showroom located in Dallas. So you can actually go to the showroom to pick up your products, or you know, you can purchase things inside the store, and so that's cool. And or you know, you can get it shipped to you. So I ordered, and coming to the LA area, it took like maybe like a week for me to get it after I ordered, but a week after I ordered it for me to actually receive the items. So I would say they move pretty quick. To Texas, it's much quicker. Like in like 2 days, you got your stuff. So that is the awesome thing about Graftobian. Graftobian is a pro makeup company. So they, like MAC, you know, make products that are suitable for makeup artists to use. Also, it's convenient to have all of these shades in a palette. So I have the Inclusion collection and I have the Cool collection, okay? So I'm gonna talk about the Cool collection because that's the one that I don't use as much. So this is gonna be the Cool palette here. As you can see, I pretty much have used that top row. I haven't really gotten into these other 2 rows in here. So I can't tell you much about those shades, but I can tell you that I have utilized this top row and it works very well. I have used it on an Asian client. I've used it on a Caucasian client. I've used it on a Hispanic client. So I was able to, and with different undertones. I can service a client with olive undertones as well as cool undertones, pink, peach undertone. If I want to cancel out redness, I can use this as a concealer as well. So these are very creamy foundations. They have a different consistency than liquid foundations, which some people may prefer, especially if you have dry skin. A liquid foundation might work best. But I've found this to work across every skin type that I've come across. So dry, oily combo, this works well. I didn't have my MAC palette on me for one client. The client told me that she had like more dry skin, but when I got there, she was very oily. So I've noticed that if the client is very oily, then I can still use this palette and just use a good setting powder. Okay, and we'll be talking about that too in the next video. So this is going to be the Inclusion palette. This one is my favorite one. I tend to go to this one for women of color, and it just works. It just works. Now, I have to say something. Okay, so I have tried the RCMA palettes, the VK, I think it was. I think I had the VK palette. It's old, so I tossed it. But I used the RCMA palette, and they cost about the same as these Graftobian palettes. Obviously, this one can go from very deep to very fair up there. And again, I can service a lot of skin tones in this palette. There are some people who will be neutral, so they're not really cool or warm, and I've been able to service them with this palette. As you can see, this one is a lot more used than the other one, but it's just that this is the one that I tend to favor, and so I tend to pull this one much more than the other. Just like the MAC one, the MAC palette, it's going to give you all of the shades here. So if you fall in love with a certain foundation shade, maybe for yourself, and you're like, oh, I want to get that shade, or maybe you hit pan on one of the shades, all of them are going to be listed here, as well as ingredients. Let me tell you about just a quick disclaimer. I always ask my clients before I do anything to their face, before I touch them, when I book them, I ask them, and then I ask them again at the time of the appointment. I ask if they have any allergies, any known allergies, because you don't want to be, you know, who they talking about and screenshotting and putting it out there like, I went to so-and-so and she had my face breaking out. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want no lawsuits.
No ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am.
So be sure to do your research. If they tell you that they are allergic to beeswax, this ain't for them, sis. Okay? This got beeswax. Also, I did a lot of research on those before I purchased them so that I can see if they were going to be the right fit for me. And they work out well. So I always have these palettes on me, and if I'm going to do anything, then I make sure to go for these palettes. Now, just as a disclaimer, if you have somebody getting married in Florida in August, I wouldn't reach for these first. The texture of these are gonna leave more of a dewy look, okay, on the skin. And if you don't set it really well, then these will move around a little bit. Also, like I said, those Maybelline Fit Me foundations, those are really good for, they even have like a dewy one and a matte one. So that makes it easy for you. Other than that, we'll be talking about some other options that you can put into your kit. All that is going to be in the next video, so I hope that you will stay tuned. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when a new video drops.